Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Skymetal Iron Gods, Chapter 2, Lords of Rust, Part 7. And in just a few moments, I will turn it over to our Game Master, Vi, who will bring us up to speed on the adventure, get us going. But real quick, a couple of announcements. First and foremost, at least for these first couple sessions of the new year, just going over the schedule real quick. On Monday nights, you can join us at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Seven Dooms for Sandpoint. We just had our third session last night, our very first combat, and it was exciting. It did not go how we thought it did, but I think that's in a good way, sort of. But no, it's the campaign's off to a roaring start. We're getting to see some amazing new characters. We've got some incredible character art from Lunchbox. Um, so stop on by on Monday nights to check that out. Of course, on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, every other Tuesday. Well, you're here. You know it's Skymetal. But on the Tuesdays that we're not here, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, you will find Scavenger. We got a lot of S games going on. That's what's throwing me. Scavenger Death at Dusk. Run. The game is game mastered by Marquise, who is one of the co-creators and writers of Scavenger, and the forthcoming Crimson Catalyst book, which we are using to play that game. We had our Session 0 ceremony Numberby back in November, and we played our first session last week, so that's every other Tuesday. And then this Thursday, we did have to postpone it due to my sickness last week, but this Thursday is the premiere of Season 3 of our Kids on Bikes game, Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, Genesis. Our kids have found themselves somewhere in the early to mid 1800s off of the main peninsula of Michigan and on an island in a logging camp. So who knows what's going to happen next. You'll have to tune in on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern to catch that. So that's it. We've got 4 regular streamed games happening every week here on Mini Terrain Domain. Hope to see you at any and all of those. If you can't make them, of course, you can always catch the VODs on youtube.com/Mini Terrain Domain. Those, I usually try to get those posted within a week of when they aired. Next up, if you look up above my head, you will see one of these mysterious looking canisters. I'll go ahead and make a couple appear so you can see what they look like, and then I will take them away immediately because we haven't earned them yet. Those are domain relics. They are the domain dice for this campaign. Domain dice are a way that you, the viewer, can have an impact on our game. Simply by subscribing, resubscribing, gifting a sub, cheering 500 bits, tipping $5, any of these things, 1, supports the channel, 2, earns us domain relics. The domain relics in this game I do it wrong every single time. Every single time I guess, is it plural or is it singular? I go plural and it's wrong. I need to change that so I'm not wrong anymore. In this game, we can spend 1 domain relic to roll with advantage. We can spend 3 to re-roll any roll and use the new number, or we can spend 5 domain relics and force the DM to re-roll any die roll and use the new number. And they work just like that. Thanks to Miko for the cheer, which just gave us another domain relic. So that's how those work. The last thing that I will say before I turn things over to Vi is, before we start every game, we like to just check in with you, let you know that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. There are any number of reasons why you or somebody you know might be struggling But what we don't want is for you to struggle to find the help that you or somebody you care about needs. You can come into this chat anytime, day or night, whether we're streaming or not, and type !help, as Tamiko has just done. When you do so, a couple of URLs will pop up. They are findahelpline.com, or you can check out the growing list of resources at takethis.org. We encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, I'm going to turn things over to our game master.
Thanks, Jake. So last time on Skymetal, the party, the Torchlighters, had arrived at the decrepit city of Scrapwall. They are here to take down Hellion and his Lords of Rust. But here in the city of Scrapwall, they were invited by contacts that Yrsimagor and Veris had met many years ago. Agents of an underground resistance that to this day are fighting, trying their best to usurp Hellion's control over Scrapwall. But of course, when the Torchlighters arrived here in the Shadow Den, where this resistance group meets up to make plans, they found that the group was in a bit of disarray, and there seemed to be some kind of gap, this a hole of authority, an absence of a true direction of what to do. They were squabbling 4 different plans that were tabled, and nothing was be able to made heads or tails of any of their plans. With the party's help, though, they were able to hash out a few ideas, that including helping out Redtooth with his rust monster eggs that he's been breeding secretly below the city of Scrapwall, to build a rust monster army that can help take down the Lords of Rust and Hellion's evil machinations. There was the artificer Bree Kite, who was convinced that a haunted Skymetal wreck to the northeast of town will contain some device or some knowledge that can help disable or even permanently destroy Hellion's war machine that he's currently in the process of excavating beneath Scrapwall. And lastly, Sevras Slade and the Hatchet himself were trying their best to figure out a good plan to take on the Lords of Rust themselves, to dispatch Hellion's lieutenants to help win the fight against Hellion. With some dialogue and some weighing of options, the Torchlighters decided to go help Redtooth, to go help him out with his rust monster eggs, where he told you that his eggs have been disappearing, getting stolen away by some subterranean creatures that he does not know what they are, that are snatching them away and eating them, and reducing his ability to supply an army of rust monsters. When you went down there, you found in this nest of rust monster eggs, there was these large tunnels that were bored through the stone, that had a strange pink slime residue that coated the cave walls. You followed these tunnels along with Donut's help, your Arumvarax pet companion, following a stream of underground water into this larger tunnel complex below. But as you got down here, as you rounded this corner that we can see on screen, it turns out that many of these stones were alive. Yrsimagor, the one that you're standing on, you realize as you try to pull your boot away to step to the next stepping stone, your boot is glued, stuck to the rocky surface of this boulder, the stepping stone you stand on. As it begins to move and shift below you, in Daeralei, you see 4 or 3 others of these smaller stepping stones in this pool of water, beginning to shift and change their shape as the stone cracks and unsheathes to be these bladed appendages of these purple amorphous creatures. But Yrsimagor, you are grappled to one of them as you are glued to it, as it is beneath you. So we will start at the top of initiative here in combat against these amorphous cave creatures. Daeralei, you are the first to act. You see one emerging out of the water within melee, within 5 feet of you. You see Yrsimagor trying his best to unstick his boot from another one of these creatures. You see 2 more to your south, and you see Donut kind of trapped and stranded on his own little stepping stone ahead of you. What do you want to do?
Run? No. Darn it. Okay, bear with me one moment as I was not prepared. 20-foot radius? Oh, that's huge. I don't think I want to do that. 20-foot radius. Oh, that'll be bad.
That would
Okay.
catch everything.
Everybody. Okay, I don't want to do that. That's bad. Okay, so we'll just go to regular bad. I'm going to, because of the proximity of such creature, I guess it's an action to summon my pack weapon, so I won't be able to.
You had summoned your packed weapon already.
Had I? Oh, perfect.
You had
okay.
You had it readied as you're going through the tunnel. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Well then, see, thank you, past me. You're so smart. I will then, just because it's so close, I will attack that creature right in front of me with it, or at least try to. Oh, nice roll for. I got a nat 20 on my first roll, so
You to
26.
start.
Critical hits.
Okay.
Hell of a way to start.
Nice. Okay, so forgive me for asking yet again how we do crits in this game.
A normal roll, like a normal
Uh-huh.
damage roll, and then add on top of it the maximum damage of all dice that you roll.
Okay. So 2d8 plus 3 is 19, and I don't think I get any bonuses on. I think that is just it, and then I roll. Okay. So the first hit, I rolled a 1 and a 2 on the die and the damage. Okay, so the first hit is 6 plus 19, 25 points of damage from this rapier. So it's just, I believe it's just piercing. It counts as magical though.
Okay.
And then I get a second attack with it. Which is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
All right. So for another 8 points of piercing damage, magical.
You have bloodied this
Ooh.
Amorphous creature, giving it substantial wounds. Your first slice, it started to like congeal back around the massive gash that you gave it with your pack weapon. But as you do your second strike, you see that the creature's already, like, I imagine you like sliced off one of its pseudopod appendages, and it falls limply, splashing in the water next to it.
Other than that, I will just stand ready, watching the other two, preparing for the battle that is to ensue. That is my turn.
All right, Yrsimagor, it is your turn. You are grappled by your feet to the top of this amorphous creature below you. What do you want to do?
Not be grappled.
Okay.
No, I am immediately, upon getting stuck on this as this rock transforms, I just imagine like lifting my foot up and you just see that sort of goo stretching, and then sort of calling over my shoulder, "These rocks!" I don't know why he's suddenly Russian. "These rocks! This rock has turned into some kind of jelly. I'm stuck to it. Be careful." And I turn around and Daeralei's already laying into one of these things. And I'm just going to bonus action rage. And as I do so, just sort of loading these fists, turning them into bear claws. Now, me, the player, knows the foolishness I'm about to do. Yrsimagor, having never encountered these, doesn't know what he's about to do. I'm going to attack with both attacks with my claws. Now, normally, I get a free extra attack when I attack with the claws, but that'll be, I guess, based on what happens, if I can actually use that third attack.
Yeah, so make 2 attacks first.
So the first attack is
that's one of each hand.
The first attack is a 15.
That hits.
And the second attack is a 16.
So that's 2 hits.
So those 2 are going to do... I have a couple bonuses here. It's been a while since I've fought with this character. So I'm raging, so that gives me the +2. And then... hold on. I get the +2. I get... That's only through Adrenaline Rush, powerful build. Yeah, I might be confusing this with a different barbarian. I don't think I have any other bonuses to damage right now. Okay. So that's going to be... 8 plus the 2 for raging, so 10 on the first. And 6 plus the 2 for raging is 8. So 18 slashing damage.
Perfect. I need from you, as you rip and tear into this with your first 2 attacks, I need 2 strength saving throws or dexterity saving throws, your choice. 1 from each of these strikes.
So the first strength saving throw is going to be a 16.
Gets a pass.
And the second strength saving throw is a 14.
That's 2 passes. So as you're striking this thing, you felt the adhesiveness against your bear claws, but you're just so powerful that the might of your claws and ripping and tearing through it, your claws are not adhered to the creature.
So do I still get to? Do I then get to make that extra attack?
Yes, okay, absolutely.
Perfect.
You still have your hand free. Yes. Basically, if you had failed both of them, you would be denied the attack, and you would become restrained.
That is a 23.
That's another hit.
So that's going to be 7 more slashing.
All right, perfect. Not quite as much damage as what Daeralei was able to do, but nonetheless, you're ripping and slashing at this thing.
Go of my feet!
The creature, you can see, is like reactively responding to your strikes, turning its purple amorphous flesh into like the strength of like stone and even wood, to help like try to deflect against your claw strikes, but to no avail as you rip and tear into it nonetheless. That was Yrsimagor's turn. Now it's Donut's turn.
Let's see. I think I would just call over my shoulder, Donuts! Attack! I don't know why I keep trying to make Yrsimagor Russian. I can't stop. I don't know where it's coming from. I can't stop it. Donuts attack! I don't know which one Donut would go for. Would Donut go to help Daeralei, or would Donut go to help me, or would Donut go to one of the ones unattacked? I guess that's a GM question, because...
I think the Donut probably has bonded to you the most out of these 2 people.
Oh yeah, Donut would not have bonded to me at all because I would refuse to have petted it. Because that's how Daeralei is. Vi, the damage done should have been 9 points less.
Okay.
It had doubled my dice and I didn't notice that when I was doing the calculations.
Okay, so Yrsimagor, you actually did do more damage than Daeralei did.
Ah. So, I'm just double checking the movement. 30, 20. Okay. So I think that Donut is going to leap over the water, springing off of the stone, coming around to this side, and it's going to tear into the same one I'm attacking. Excuse me. Donut gets 3 attacks, 1 bite and 2 claw attacks.
Okay.
I think Donut's going to swipe, and then try to bite. So that's going to be... Oh, it disappeared. Why did it disappear? All right, let me do this instead. I can see the numbers. 1 second. I have a literal pop-up Dace Tower here. 1 moment. I can't see my stat block when I go to roll the dice, the digital dice for Donut. So we'll roll some real dice. That is a 6 plus... What's Donut's bonus here? Donut's claw attack, that makes an 11 on the first claw attack.
11 claw will miss.
I imagine Donut doing that sort of hiss swipe thing, more as like a warning, following up with the second, which that's caught. Oh man, that's even worse. Yeah, it's doing the cat thing. And then will attempt to bite. Maybe it's all the water. That's another 11. So it was like literally 11, 8, 11 on those 3 attacks.
Well, thankfully, because Donut missed with all 3 attacks, Donut will not have to make any strength or dexterity saving throws to get adhered to the monster. And with that, then,
we die.
It is their turns. Yrsimagor, the creature beneath you, it begins to like the pseudopods emerge on almost all sides of you, almost like a purple slimy cage erupting around you, and then shing, they all turn. What is the weapon on your back? It's an axe, right?
I don't have a weapon on my back anymore.
Oh,
I don't think.
Any weapons on your body?
Let me just double check. I literally only have a longbow.
Okay, they will turn into like half of them will turn into your bear claws, and half of them will turn into Donut's claws as they come down and rake you, mimicking your attacks that they do that you're doing against them. So this one will get an attack against you. It has advantage because you're grappled. Whoops, that is too many dice. Okay, that's going to be 15. That's going to be 20 to hit, which I believe hits you.
Yes, it does.
Which is going to then deal against you 4 points of slashing damage.
Is that already halved, or
no? That is its damage roll.
All right, so I imagine as that happens, there's just that as these appendages are coming up and taking on new forms. Wait, what is it doing? That you can't do that. And then as it makes this attack and hardly does anything to me. Oh, never mind. They look grosser than they hurt.
Daeralei, these inchoate masses of purple ooze will begin to like undulate through the water, and you get surrounded by 3 of them, which will make attacks against you, turning their pseudopods into like stony scythes, or even like a strange crude version of the rapier that you wield, or even like turning like the ends of the pseudopods turn into big like stone clubs that wallop you. There's gonna be 3 attacks against you. Actually, I have to do them one at a time because of the adhesiveness. Okay, so first attack against you, Daeralei. It's gonna be a 8 to hit, so it's not gonna hit you at all. Second one is gonna be a 15 to hit.
The 15 will hit. Which one is that one? That's hitting me?
Number 4, this one. And actually also it's a 17. I can't do math. It's a 17 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, which will deal... This one's going to be hitting you over the head with a stone club at the end of its appendage, which is going to do 6 plus 3, 9 bludgeoning damage to you, and you are now like as the stone smacks you, the stone itself is like sticky, and you are now adhered to this particular creature and now grappled.
I would like to, as the reaction to it hitting me,
Mm-hmm.
have it make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, it will make a dexterity saving throw.
DC 15.
It gets a 14. It's not quite enough.
Okay, so it is going to take 4d10. So those are not very high rolls, but 15 points of fire damage as I hellish rebuke it.
Did 15 points?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you scorch this thing, and it hisses and reels back a little bit from the flames that you scorch it with. And then the last one, and at the bottom here, is going to attack you with advantage because you are grappled, because of a feature it has. That's going to be 17 plus 22 to hit.
That also hits. Yeah.
It's going to hit you, and you will take 8 piercing damage as you get stabbed by a crude, rudimentary version of your own rapier. And that brings us to the top of initiative with Daeralei. You can go ahead. You are grappled. You're grappled by number 4 here, which means you have no movement speed, but otherwise you are in full faculty of your actions. What would you like to do?
I think because of I think Donut's too close. That's unfortunate. I think because of the graveness of my plight here, without really even thinking, I am going to invoke the power of Hadar, the Dark Hunger, and I am doing Arms of Hadar, so please, all creatures within 10 feet of me need to make a strength saving throw, DC 15.
8. That will be including literally everyone that's on the battle map right now.
It's a panic situation because sorry.
It's what kind of a save?
Strength, DC 15.
That's an 11 for Donut. And a 26 for Yrsimagor.
All right, so it's going to be a fail for this one up here and this one up there, and these two succeed.
Okay, so on a fail, you take the full damage. On the success, you're going to take half damage. Those who fail will also not be able to take reactions until their next turn.
Perfect.
Okay, so damage-wise, 16 points of necrotic damage to those who failed.
What was the DC?
15.
So Donut failed.
So poor Donut. I'm so sorry, Donut.
And that's going to be 8 then to those who succeeded.
Yeah.
And they don't get the rider effect.
That's right.
Okay.
And it's what kind of damage?
Necrotic. That was an action, right? I was hoping it would also blow them back, but that spell does not do that. As a bonus action, I am going to Misty Step.
You can Misty Step away.
I am.
Where are you gonna teleport to? You can only teleport to somewhere that you can visibly see on the battle map right now. So nowhere that's in a dark zone.
So, and I can go, was it 30 feet away?
I believe, I can't remember if it's 30 or 60.
30
feet.
Misty
30
Step.
feet. Someplace I can see. Okay, so I do have my superior dark vision, so I'm going to go as far away as I can. Yeah, I think we like it over here. So we'll just bamf. Oops, it's not a bamfing thing anymore. Boom. Because I think that's 30 feet. Right?
Yep, perfect. All right, that'll break the grapple. You are no longer grappled. No longer adhered and grappled, which means you still have your move available to you if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. If I still have my move, I will move
Mhm.
even further away because I
Absolutely.
like distance. I still want to be able to see them, so I don't want to go terribly far. Oops, I keep changing my thing. Yeah, so I still want to be able to see them, so I'll go right to there.
Perfect. Yrsimagor, you're up. You've been kind of taking a little bit of collateral damage from the strange and enigmatic Daeralei's magic. As you see Daeralei teleport away to safety. What would you like to do?
Probably don't even pay much attention to it, assuming that I'm just getting lashed at by the pseudopods of one of these other creatures that's behind me. I'm going to continue to tear into the one that's on my feet, because I can't really go anywhere.
It's almost like kind of all around you at this point. It's trying to like swallow you in a weird like cellular way, just enveloping you.
So yeah, I'm just going to try ripping into this thing. That's going to be 16 for the first hit and 23 for the second.
Yeah, that's 2 hits.
So that's going to be 10 slashing for the first hit and 7 for the second hit.
All right, you are able to dispatch this creature, slicing and tearing through it, eviscerating it and like kind of spilling it open, and its insides begin leaking out and dissolving, dissipating into the water at your feet. As you like sink down a little bit as the creature kind of dissolves, as your boots now hit the bare rock of the bottom of this spring.
I don't know if they would even necessarily touch the rock as I'm pushing off of what's left of this thing to leap over to this one and use that last extra attack to try and basically just sort of a leaping through the air, fist cocked back, and just swiping at this thing with the bear claw. 17 to hit.
That's
so that's going to be another 10 slashing.
Youch. All right. Joining the fray will be Donut, who acts next.
Donut will follow on my heels and will take a swipe at this one. Actually, no, I think with this sort of opened up, I think it'll go for the other one. Since they're so close, I think Donut's going to go for that one. And that will be... Okay, I thought that was a 1. That's a 7. It's not as bad. That's a 12 to hit with the first claw attack.
That hits.
Okay, the second claw attack is a dirty 20.
Perfect.
And then the bite attack is better readable dice, or better eyes. That's a 21 on the bite.
It's gonna be 3 hits. Are they all going after this one?
Yes, they're all going after that one. So let me see what I'm dealing with here for damage. The claw attacks are 1d6 plus 2, so that'll be 2d6 plus 4, 5, 7, 11 points of slashing. And what's is this a medium or large creature?
They are medium-sized.
Then it is grappled.
Ooh, it is now grappled. Cool.
It is now grappled.
Donut has it in its teeth. Yeah. Or in its claws, excuse me.
It's the claws, and then with its bite attack, Donut does 6 Yeah, 6 points of piercing. And these creatures don't have armor of any kind, do they?
Nope, they do not.
Okay. That is Donut's turn.
All right. I'm gonna need. So I need Yrsimagor to make one strength or dex saving throw because you did make
Yep.
body-to-body contact with this creature, and I need Donut to make 3 of them.
Ooh, when you put it that way. Body-to-body contact.
Mm-hmm.
That was the name of my hit single. So for Yrsimagor, ooh, this might not be good. That is an 11, 13.
13's good enough.
Okay, it's that extra 2 points of rage that helped. And then for Donut, on the first one, that is a 10.
That's gonna be a failure. So Donut is grappled.
Okay. So it's a mutual grapple.
It's a mutual grapple. Yeah, and continue. If Donut fails more, Donut will end up being restrained.
17 for the second one.
As a pass. Mm-hmm.
The third one, I can't. I'm pretty sure I just shifted it. That was a 2, making it a 6. So.
All right, Donut is restrained now, completely entangling itself in the purple sticky mass that is this creature. Yes, the creature is grappled by Donut, but Donut is now restrained and beginning to get enveloped by the pseudopods. And that was the end of Donut's turn. Veris, it is your turn. As you are scuttling down, how do I? Oh, why are you not? Why can't I? Why are you not showing up, little Veris?
You have to re-add the icon.
Perhaps. Characters. Little Veris. There we go. There you are. Veris, you are running down these tunnels, trying your best to catch up with your companions that you were told were helping out Redtooth. You had earlier come by and saw that Redtooth was like, yeah, they went down that way. And you are joining them. What would you like to do?
Okay, Veris is gonna make his way, scuttling further down into the tunnel. Use his entire
I couldn't catch what you had just said there.
He's gonna use the entire movement going down the.
Your audio just went to muffled underwater.
Mm-hmm. Is it like the location of where your mouthpiece is?
No, it's.
No, you're fine
now.
now.
You're fine. Okay, now you're fine.
Okay.
Strange.
Cool.
All right, so you're using like a move dash to
Yeah.
get up as close as you can. Yeah, you're able to hear the sounds of a scuffle, and as soon as you kind of like round the corner a little bit, you're able to see. You'll probably see Donut first getting completely enveloped by these purple monstrosities as you round the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to move 60 feet because of move dash.
Yep.
So you could get all the way up to here if you wish.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that is what Veris here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
And this is what you'd
Okay.
see.
Yes.
You see Yrsimagor and
can-
Donut fighting off these purple thingies.
He can probably hear the kerfuffle, but cannot move anymore. So he will, get there and then wait until next turn.
All right, that brings us to the 3 creatures. Yrsimagor, one of them is going to attack you, slashing at you with a crude copy of your bear claws made out of its pseudopod appendages. mimicking your attacks against you. It's going to be 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's going to deal 6 points of slashing, cut in half for you. As it slashes at you with a mimicked bear claw. Now, the one that's enveloped Donut is going to try to eat and digest it, completely enveloping it. It will attack a Donut with advantage. It's going to be a 23 to hit Donut, dealing it. Dealing Donut 8 points of acid damage as Donut is now being dissolved and eaten by this creature. And the last one, seeing that Donut is getting eaten, is going to go slurp, 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 and approach you, Veris, trying to eat you next.
That was 8 points of acid?
8 acid, yes.
Ooh, Donut is immune to acid damage? Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I just did.
I was excited there for a second. That would have been pretty cool.
No, I did think to look real quick.
Veris, you're going to get attacked by this creature that lumbers up to you. It is going to attack you with Donut's claws, getting a 15 to hit you. So that's going to deal you 5 points of slashing damage, and you are now grappled to it. As you are now glued in a similar way. And that brings us to the top of initiative. Daeralei, it is your turn.
I see poor Donut in the straits that he's in, and I'm going to try to help him as much as possible. I did notice that the other mimic disappears, but I don't actually see where or what he's attacking. So I'm focused on the one on Donut. So I am Eldritch Blasting it. 13 to hit with the first one.
Sorry, which one are you attacking?
Donuts? The one on Donut, yeah. The one that's eating Donut.
13 hits.
13 hits? Okay, so that will do... Oh, 1 on the die. 5 points of force damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will, because that was not enough, we'll try again. Oh my lord, the dice hate me. That's a nat 1 for an 8.
That's going to be a miss.
That's a miss. What else can I do? I don't think I can do anything else. I do want to see where the other one is going and what it's going to, so I will move over to here to get a better look, and then that's when I would see that the other one's attacking Veris. So fun.
All right. That brings us to our next act is Yrsimagor. You're the next act.
I might be a one-trick pony, but it's effective. The first attack is a 16.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack is a 16. So those first two attacks are going to do 12 and 8. So a total of 20 slashing damage.
So the 12 is going to dispatch this first one.
Oh, then I would immediately turn that other one into the next one if you'll allow it.
Yeah, so it's 8. That's 8 that you're doing to this guy.
8, yeah, it was the second one. And so I believe I have a claw free for the third attack.
Yes, yeah. You do.
That will be a 21 to hit. So that's going to be 7 slashing.
That is enough to free Donut from the gelatinous doom that she has found herself in. That was your action move bonus. Yeah.
So I'm how far did I move to get to that? How much movement do I have left?
That was about like 7 feet of movement.
7 feet. I'm going to use the rest of my movement to rush in to be next to this other one.
Perfect.
As I rush in there, sort of doing a double take as Veris, you just hear this roar and you see your Yrsimagor leap in behind this thing, raise up with two claws going, "Ah! Veris!" And that's the end of my turn.
That'll bring us to Donut's turn.
Donut will, like the faithful six-legged cat, or eight-legged cat, I don't remember how many legs they have. Six or multi-legged animal. Gonna rush in and claw bite. So that is natural 20 on its first claw attack.
Voraxes have 8 legs.
Okay, I said 6, and I was like, wait, that's a displacer. So the first
that critical hit damage.
The first claw attack is going to do. It's going to do 8 plus 1. So it's going to do 9 points of slashing damage, and it is grappled.
Perfect.
The second claw attack is a 13 to hit.
That's going to hit as well.
That will do 8 points of slashing damage. It's already grappled, so it can't be grappled anymore. And then the bite attack will be a 17 to hit.
That's another hit.
So that is 2 on the die. So 4 piercing. And we already determined these don't have any kind of armor. So that is...
You've bloodied this creature. However, Donut's going to have to make 3 saving throws to resist getting enveloped by this.
Donut's doing great on attacks and terrible on saves. See, Donut has a +4 strength. So that's a 6 on the first save.
Right.
A
Stage 1 grappled.
A 19. No. Yeah, a 19 on the second. And an 8 on the third. Same
right,
situation.
That's going to be back to being perfectly restrained again. Donut envelops itself into this amorphous creature.
I was going to say, this is more like Donut is burrowing into this thing to rip it to shreds from the inside out. That's what it looks like anyway.
Right. And now, Veris, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Veris would like to get ungrappled.
All right, you'll have to make a strength check or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Ooh, acrobatics.
It'll be made at disadvantage because of how gluey these things are.
Oh boy. Do I have anything? Not really. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. 17.
All right, you are
wait,
no longer...
Wait, hold up. 8.
With the disadvantage? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You try to use your entire action to squirm free, but you are glued. You realize this isn't just like grabbing you, it's like it's sticky, and you're stuck fast against this amorphous rock monster. Let's use your action.
So, yeah, Veris is going to look to Yrsimagor and he's like, well, I was really rather hoping to come in and be the hero that comes in and saves the day, but it turns out I have just added to your struggle and will in turn need to be helped out myself. So help, please, he says as he gives Yrsimagor bardic inspiration.
Is that a D8? Or a D6?
Let me double check. D8.
Excellent.
All right. The slimy rock monster is going to try to envelop and digest Donut, since Donut is restrained.
I just want you to know
Attacking with
that
advantage.
chat is saying that if Donut dies, they riot.
Okay, well, that's what the domain dice are for, to force me to reroll here. That's going to be a 23 to hit Donut. And it's going to be 11 acid damage.
Donut is getting Donut is getting engulfed and seems to be hurting quite a bit from this. Is it only the one attack, or do you have more attacks?
It's only the one attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Which brings us to Daeralei. It is your turn.
Oh boy, seeing that this creature is not only eating Donut, but it's also got Veris grappled. Like, this thing has got to go. I'm going to unleash the power of the void upon it. First Eldritch Blast. Oh, that's a 25 to hit.
Hell yeah.
For, this is much better damage. 11 points of force damage.
Okay.
Second blast is a 16 to hit.
And another hit.
Awesome. For, oh, max damage, 14 points of damage. Yeah,
Right,
Daeralei
not
is like
quite-
bad, so yeah.
Not quite enough to dispatch this creature, but very close.
And I think with that, seeing that they're actually in as dire straits as they are, I will move forward the 30 feet. Oh, maybe not quite 30 feet, because I don't want to get that close. But I will move close. So that I can help with the bodies if I have to. Hopefully I don't have to. Hopefully they'll be fine. That's my turn.
I'll put the bodies. What a horrible way to put that.
Yrsimagor, you are one of those bodies. What would you like to do?
So I'm already raging, so I can't rage anymore, but Yrsimagor definitely is looking angry as he yells, "Let go of my cat and mouse!" And I am going to lay into this thing, plunging my bear claws into it, trying to rip it apart. And that's a 10 on the first one.
Miss.
I think while trying to rip it apart, also trying not to hurt the two that are being engulfed.
Don't forget
by
your
it.
bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah. I can use that on an attack, right?
Yep.
Sorry, that was a D8. That 10 becomes a 15.
That's good enough to hit.
Excellent. Thank you for the reminder. Inspiration on top of the inspiration. That's a 9 on that first hit.
All right. Describe for me, Jake, please. How does Yrsimagor, in this fit of rage and desperate protection, how do you free Donut from this perilous fate that it's found itself in?
I think to do Veris and Donut, it might be at first terrifying to see the already enraged Yrsimagor go into even further rage. Bear claws ripping dangerously close to their own vitals. But there's a strange precision to Yrsimagor's movements as he swipes these claws in and is moving this goo that is this ooze-like creature, and separating it from Veris and separating it from Donut in a way that's just ripping it apart. And I think you just see probably the camera cuts to the side, and you just see a splurt of this purple goo across the walls, almost like a parody of a horror movie slasher scene. And when it's done, Yrsimagor is just standing there over Veris and Donut, just instead of the blood, it's just this goo dripping all over him.
Speaking of the goo that's all dripping down, is it the same as the pink slime that we saw before?
Yes, it is. Freeing Donut and Veris from their pink slimy fate, we exit initiative, and everyone is able to catch breathers once more. Donut licking its wounds, wincing at the great amount of damage it suffered.
Varys is gonna rush over to Donut and immediately goes into his little bookshelf that he has on his back and is going to take out this glass bottle and carefully sprinkle it over Donut's body and fur. Being a little wary of Donut, just by the nature of their species, but is going to cast Cure Wounds. There. I'm just trying to help you, but this will help you, not eating me or anything like that. That would be quite preferable. 18 points.
I think Donut does that thing that some cats do. I know our cat does, where you're petting, everything is fine. You're petting, everything is fine. You're petting, everything is fine, and then suddenly it's non-lethal damage as he starts like biting you, but not enough to pierce. It's like just enough for the teeth to touch, and then stopping because he.
Sweet gods above, he says as he backs away.
And for you, I imagine the hand that's touching him to cast Cure Wounds is, for a moment, that arm is completely engulfed in Donut's jaws, and then you see Yrsimagor just kind of puts a firm hand on the back of, like at that space at the back of the neck, and then the teeth let go. Thank you, Veris.
Well, of course, he did do quite a bit of work, but perhaps in the future, maybe you could convey to him that I am, in fact, again, helpful, not as a treat or a snack, but as a magic user, a contributive member of this group, he says, as he's kind of backing away from Donut.
Yrsimagor's just sort of crouched down next to Donut, making, just sort of scritching behind his ears and making sure he's okay. Yes. Donut. Veris' friend. Don't eat.
Yes, thank you. So, sorry, Veris heard kind of what the goal was down here, like what they're looking for, correct?
Yeah, you were told that they went with Redtooth. They're investigating Redtooth's egg problem, and you met with Redtooth, who was like way back in an earlier cave section, and Redtooth's like, yes, they went down that tunnel there, pointing you to where your companions have gone, and here you've encountered your companions in the middle of a scuffle.
And it seems we might have found the things that were taking the eggs.
At least some of them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if there's more.
Exactly. But as I can tell from the state of Yrsimagor's outfit, this is the same goop that we saw in the nesting area. This was a little bit unexpected. It was more of a battle than I was expecting. But I think we need to carry on, making sure that there's no more of those creatures. But I, for one, would like to recuperate a bit before carrying on.
Yes, I'm all for that. You can regale me of. So, you were looking for the egg issue? Do you think that this is those things of what the egg issue was?
I believe these things, yes, were absconding with the eggs, and if what they were doing to Donut is any indication, probably engulfed them as well.
Slimy egg
Well, I mean, that
suckers.
makes our job easy now that they're gone.
Well,
Well, these ones.
these ones, we don't know if there's more.
Exactly.
Are we in the process of attempting to take a short rest?
I would love to, but I will leave that up to you guys.
I'm fine with it, more for Donut's sake than my own.
Yeah, I'm in just as dire straits as Donut at the moment.
How's the donut? Nope. That's not what I'm trying to say. How's the short rest work again, Vi? Did we alter those?
It's Baldur's Gate 3 style. What I would say is that probably the group of you would have to retreat back up to the entrance of these tunnels to take your short rest, because I think you're probably in a bit too much danger this deep into the tunnels. Just because there's a lot of there's unknown territory literally around the corner here.
Yeah.
So we could go back to the nesting room, and that would
back
be
to
fine.
the nest and do a little short rest.
Yeah, let's do that.
A short rest is a little 10-minute affair, which gets you back half of your hit points after a 10-minute break. Just as you bandage yourselves up and catch breathers and tend to each other's wounds and such. And any short rest abilities come back, obviously. And then with your short rest having concluded, I imagine you'll come back down here into the tunnels to continue your investigation, I imagine.
Yes, that would be what I would want to do, yes.
Mm-hmm. As you set off back down here again, Redtooth will ask all of you, what did you find down there?
Multiple slimy pink creatures that seem to engulf things as their norm. I am...
well, please do get rid of them. I cannot have any to survive, or else they will eat more of my eggs.
Yes, we do understand the importance of clearing out this thing.
Be careful, of course. Don't want to lose any of you.
Do you know how extensive these catacombs are?
I have no idea. I have not plumbed them myself at all. They're far too dangerous for the likes of me.
Right. And I think just with that, Daeralei would just look at Yrsimagor if he's got anything else to say. Otherwise, Daeralei's done.
Not to Redtooth, to Veris. How is your father?
Oh, well, he's, well, as always, quite the chatterbox, can't even get a word in edgewise usually. I don't know where, I mean, I grew up just fine, but, very, very well adjusted. But man, that man can talk sometimes, but no, otherwise, he's doing very, very well.
Did you learn anything from him?
If I did, Veris, learn any because he was gonna try and get some information from his dad about.
Yeah, you would know from your dad that there's some strange project happening in the Cult of Hellion that the Lords of Rust are doing. The excavation happening on the east side of town is getting more and more labor added to it to day by day. It seems like whatever plans are in the works are vastly accelerating in the last little bit of time. Like since you left for Torch.
Okay. Yeah, then yeah, Veris will relay that information to the other two then. Well, it seems that Hellion has really picked up his whatever he's doing, this project that he's working on seems to have really increased lately. I'm sure that probably has some type of meaning.
Just more confirmation that we need to keep chipping away at these little tasks so that we can make the full assault. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but given how this fight against these cave slimes went, I don't know if we're ready. Well,
Perhaps
I'm
not,
ready.
but...
I'm ready. I don't know if you guys are ready yet.
Oh, goodness, no. I am not afraid to admit that I am absolutely not ready for any assault against a Lord of, well, Rust or the likewise, or even their leader, Hellion. I really do not think we are prepared. I do think, however, that we, might be able to find a few more allies, a few more resources to spruce ourselves up, if you will, and then maybe perhaps we could be ready.
Well, it does seem...
Because sorry, go ahead.
It seems lately every time we get into trouble, we're only at about 3/4 of our strength.
Yes, he looks around.
Briefly, 50%. I guess we have Donut now, so I guess that would be at 4/5 of our capacity. Well, now that we're all rested, we can see if there's any more of those things to tear apart. Maybe, since we know what we're looking for, dealing with, is there things that you two can do from a distance?
I mean, more than I already did.
Yes, I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I could chuck at them from a distance. Absolutely.
I guess I meant more before we even get into a fight with them.
Yeah, Veris nods.
I mean, now that we
Yes.
know what we're looking for, I doubt we will step on their backs before noticing that they are there.
I have an idea. I'm going to... This is me, the player, saying... Yrsimagor is going to pull his longbow off of his back. I have heard of adventurers of old carrying 10-foot poles into dungeons to probe ahead of them. I don't have a 10-foot pole, but I can shoot a lot further than 10 feet. I can spare a few arrows. My intention is to walk in on point, and periodically I'm going to shoot at the rocks and stuff that I see as a way of probing the path ahead of us to spot any more of these things hidden.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to let you roll for me, please, Yrsimagor. A investigation roll with advantage using dexterity because you're making longbow attacks.
Okay, investigation with advantage using dexterity. So that'll be a +3 instead. So we're going to roll. I don't know how to do that. All right, I just do this. So that is a 10 on the die or an 8 on the die. So the 10 makes it a 13 using dex.
Right. You take point, leading the way, firing arrows at any odd objects that you see, any stones that might seem out of place. And as you look around, I imagine almost like paranoia begins to kind of set in a little bit. Like that rock just seems quite a little bit odd, or like, why would a stalagmite be there? As you're firing these arrows, and unfortunately, each time you do, you're firing against just plain stone as the arrow kind of like bounces off or snaps from the impact. It seems maybe your eyes are playing tricks on you, or you're being a bit oversensitive or overzealous with what you think could be a monster in waiting, or these things are taking the brunt of your arrow attacks and still not revealing themselves, which I imagine is a horrifying thought nonetheless.
Definitely.
But nonetheless, you're able to continue pushing forward as you wish through these slimy, misty tunnels below the earth. You would see that the water continues to flow around this corner downhill. The stream continues before ending in what appears to be some large pond at the end of this cave here. And stop moving as you approach. Here, this is where your keen eyes, and I imagine you're still kind of shooting arrows about you. You see a stone on the far wall here that just seems a little bit out of place. You shoot your arrow at it, and it strikes it, clang, bouncing off, as if it was a normal stone in the wall. But the stone itself opens to reveal a massive, bloodshot, grotesque alien eye that stares at you, Yrsimagor. And in front of you, you see the wall and the pond itself in front of you begin to kind of peel and distort, coming towards you. The stone itself cracks in places, revealing a mass of grayish, purplish flesh beneath it. You see that the water near your feet begins to get stirred a bit, and this precipitation begins to kind of get disturbed, and it's like this radioactive green color that as you realize in looking around that there's like these drops and drippings of what seems to be like radioactive Noorman fluids that are pooling down from the ceiling, dripping down into this basin, peeling itself from the wall, revealing itself in full, is this massive, inchoate mass of flesh, undulating, distorted. It doesn't seem to have a good sense of its own physique and form, as it's just this roiling mass of alien flesh. It is streaked with the same radioactive color as the Noorman fluid that is pooling in the water. It kind of like undulates out these horrific amount of pseudopods. But you can tell, Yrsimagor, from this thing, it is so massive that it has a hard time moving about. It is almost just like the cave itself kind of piling itself in front of you. And with this, everyone please roll the initiative.
You know what? You can have the eggs. Let's see. Initiative. Not so good. 7 for me. And let's see, Donut.
I'm having Donut just go right after you in initiative.
I couldn't remember how we did that.
Just saves the die roll.
Yeah.
M got 10. Oh. Ooh, you also got a 7. Youchers.
Yeah, the die was on the 18 and then went, nope,
Alright.
we're going to flip over to a 4.
This massive monster will be the first one to act. Pseudopods emerge, and these pseudopods, they fluctuate in form, not really able to get a cohesive object, not like these other smaller ones which like turn their pseudopods into scythes or boulders or mimicking your claws. Oh, there you go. I locked it in place so you can't fiddle with it.
Try to move the map.
Instead, it's like its pseudopods are like they transform into like it'll like turn itself into a bow and see that it can't really strike with a bow that well. Then it'll turn itself into a copy of Donut as like this purple awful thing, and it will lash out with attacks against the group. However, before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and have ourselves a little break and jump right in right afterwards. Right, the massive creature moves ever so slightly, using its full movement to move that far, and will then lash out with these multi-attack of pseudopod attacks. It has a reach of 30 feet. Okay, never mind. It can hit whomstever it wants. It's going to lash out that 2. Actually, are you within 5 feet, Yrsimagor? Oh, you are. Okay. So, Yrsimagor and Donut, you're going to be the first to be attacked here by the massive mutant creature. How do I roll? Here we go. Okay. All right. So against Yrsimagor, that is a 22 to hit. Oh, and also a 22 to hit against Donut.
Those are both hits.
So you're Yrsimagor, you're going to take 19 bludgeoning. You are now grappled and pulled 15 feet towards the creature as it grabs you and sucks you in with its adhesive qualities. Donut is going to take 9 plus 14 bludgeoning, grappled, and is also pulled in 15 feet. So how far into it? You can go all this way to its center.
This is not
quite
the
to the
way
center.
that Yrsimagor wants to be sucked into things.
Oh, you're attached, I see. Unattach. Oh. There we go. We're both sucked in. There we go. That was its action, was to multi-attack. It's going to use its bonus action to consume creature. It's going to consume Yrsimagor because you are the biggest threat. It's going to try and like absorb you, suck you into its amorphous purplish grayish radioactive flesh to try to devour you. You must give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Does this count as something I can see?
Absolutely, you can see it.
Whoops, I forgot to hit the advantage. So the first roll is a 9. The second roll is much better, is a 19.
Hey, you are not swallowed. You're able to push away just enough to not get devoured in entirety by this massive mutant monster. That was its move, action, and bonus, which brings us to Veris. It is your turn.
Oh boy. This thing is scary and big. 2 of Veris's least favorite things. I think he is going to run up close-ish. Wait, actually, how close? He wants to stay 60 feet away from this thing. So... yeah, never mind. He's not going to move up at all. So he is going to cast Shatter. And he wants to position it in a way that doesn't hit Yrsimagor or Donut.
And then how much radius is it?
'Tis
10 feet.
10,
10 feet.
yeah, 10-foot radius.
So yeah, you could position one in the back of the room.
Yep.
And hit only the mutant monster. And also like up in the air too.
Yeah. So it has to make a con saving throw.
Shatter has a rider if it's made of inorganic material, right? Or is it something else?
It's non-magical. Or yeah, inorganic material such as stone has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay, that will happen because this creature is like stone and wood and flesh all at the same time. It will be rolling at disadvantage for this.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be a 13 on the die. You said it was a con save?
Yeah.
Oh, so actually, sorry, it has advantage on magic resistance to nullify this one. So 13 plus 3, 16 will be its con saving throw.
Boo. That will hit, but it still takes half damage. So that's 20. So 11. 21, sorry, it's 21 points. So.
Sounds good.
I know how to
21
roll.
divided by 2 is 10. So it'll take
So
10
10.
damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Veris is going to yell out to Yrsimagor. You know, I'm always very fascinated and quite respect the fact that you can just go running up to things that look like that. And he is going to give Bardic Inspiration.
Is that the end of your turn? At the end of your turn, the massive mutant monster will use a legendary action to strike out at you, Veris, with a bladed pseudopod as it like transforms the end of a pseudopod into a wicked scythe and slashes at you. That's going to be an attack roll against you. It's going to be 4 plus 8, 12 to hit, which I imagine misses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that'll be the end of Veris' turn, which brings us to Daeralei. It is your turn.
Daeralei, wanting to spread out a little bit and get away from this thing, is going to move over to... I actually have to use it in Owlbear and not on Zoom. Move over to here. And then we'll fling the power of the void upon this creature. So first blast. Oh, so close. That was a 10.
That will be a miss.
Yeah. Okay, second blast. That is a dirty 20.
All right, that will be a hit.
For 6 points of damage. Yeah.
All right.
That is it. That is it.
Let's see. Cone shape. Well, I can't quite catch Veris with that one. It will use a legendary action at the end of its turn to strike out with another pseudopod. It is able to hit you, Daeralei, so it will try to do so, retaliating back at you. This time, the end of its pseudopod is a door, and it uses the door to like smack you like a fly swatter as it attacks you. It will get a 16 plus 8, 24 to hit.
That
Hits
is going to
you.
hit.
Which will deal you 11 bludgeoning.
Okay, and I need it to make a saving throw, please.
This is a spell.
Yeah, it's my Hellish Rebuke. So
Okay.
Dex save DC 15.
Despite rolling with advantage, it only gets a 10 on its dex save.
Sweet. So not only does it take this fire damage. No, that's it. That's it. It takes fire damage. Okay, nothing else. I will roll that damage. Oh, I saw a 10. 17 points of fire damage in return as the starburst. I guess like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a supernova in its face, we'll say.
All right. That was the end of Daeralei's turn. Yrsimagor, it's your turn, and you are grappled.
So I'm wondering something. Did they? Sorry, I'm in my last attacks, I was feeling like something was missing. And I'm not seeing Reckless Attack on my sheet. They didn't change Reckless Attack in the 2024, did they?
No.
I am a barbarian, right?
Yeah, you should have reckless attack. Yeah.
It does not show in my features and traits.
That's
Oh, there it
spooky.
is. There it is. I was looking at the
Oh.
wrong tab. Good Lord. I'm like, I felt like there was one other thing that I should be doing that I'm not doing. I mean, the last thing you guys want is for me to be reckless, but,
I mean, you really wouldn't be a Yrsimagor if you
right.
weren't.
While I'm grappled, am I still able to make attacks?
Absolutely. You are not restrained nor swallowed yet. You still have your full
All right.
mobility beyond. Just your movement speed is 0, basically, is the only.
So I
the only
will
thing.
bonus action rage. And then I will shout to the others, "Don't worry, I've got this." As I roar and the bear claws come out, and I am going to attack recklessly this time. First attack is a 25.
25 hits.
Second attack is a 25.
That's 2 hits.
Is this thing sticky like the other ones?
Not nearly as much. No, it does not have the same on-hit stickiness.
Okay,
that
so then
the,
I'm going to go
smaller
ahead,
ones did.
go ahead and roll that third attack.
Mm-hmm.
Third attack is a 16.
It will use its reaction and its last legendary action to turn its body into the same pseudopods into shields and like a stone wall, and even like a Skymetal wall too, to block your third attack.
Is that what's the mechanics of that block?
It is a reaction to add +5 to its AC.
Because I just remembered I have an inspiration die.
Okay, you can battle this one as well. Absolutely.
So that would that would only add a 2, so the 16 becomes an 18. I don't think that's going to beat your shield.
It will. So it
okay.
uses reaction to add 5 to its AC. You use your bardic die to add 2 to yours. You are an 18 now to its 17.
Oh, damn.
Which means that you succeed in your third hit.
So that breaks through. So that's going to be a total of 3d6 plus 18, I think. All right, I want to roll these one at a time here. So that's 7 on the first hit, 11 on the second, and 8 on the third. So 29, all right?
Mm-hmm.
29 slashing on this, all done recklessly. As I turn to Donut and yell, "Get out of here!"
And now, at the end of your turn, the massive monster mutant does not make any legendary actions because it's already used all 3 of them
Excellent.
this round. So now it goes to Donut's turn.
So Donut is grappled as well.
Donut is grappled as well, yes.
So
Donut
that,
can use its action to try to escape the grapple by making a strength or acrobatics roll to try to pull free.
there's Donut stats again.
Otherwise, it can just stay in place and smack and claw and tooth and fang.
Okay, so Donut is going to try to break free.
Give me strength roll or acrobatics.
So let's see. Strength is going to be better than. Oh my word. That did not work. Donut is thrashing around, panicking, like I imagine a large cat would do when fully engulfed in a fluid-like substance. Question. Because that was its action to try to break free.
Yep.
But, oh no, because the grapple condition reduces your movement to 0.
Yes.
So I couldn't burrow through this creature.
Unfortunately, no, you couldn't.
It's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's Donut's turn then.
All right, at the start of the massive mutant monster's turn, it pulses with radioactive energy, causing brutal damage to your cellular organs. Anyone that's in the green aura, make for me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm gonna use 2 domain relics, one for me and one for Donut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, that is a 22. Oh, well, the other one was a 1. It was a 22 for me on the con save.
Okay. Was a
For
pass.
Donut has a con bonus of +3. So it's gonna anti 11. It's not 16. It's a 14 for Donut.
So Donut will fail. So Yrsimagor, you take no ill effect. You're able to shrug it off, this radioactive aura. But Donut, however, is going to be poisoned until the massive mutant monster's turn, next turn, excuse me, and will take 5 points of necrotic damage as radioactivity takes its toll on its organs.
Okay, so you said 5?
5 necrotic and is now poisoned.
Okay.
Grappled, poisoned. All right. That was its beginning of turn effect. It will then lash out with 2 pseudopods with a multi-attack. It can hit Veris and it can hit Daeralei, so it'll do so. It'll do 1 on each, trying to lash out at both of you with sticky pseudopods to grab you and pull you in to its hungry, amorphous, inchoate form. Against Veris, that is going to be a 14 to hit. And against Daeralei, that is going to be a natural 20 to hit.
With that one, Veris wants to use his reaction to use the Bardic Inspiration die to reduce that roll, to subtract it.
So because it's a natural 20,
would it still be a crit?
it'll still just be it'll always be a crit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could use 5 domain dice to make me reroll this, though, if you wish.
If the one that hit you actually hits you, then you could decrease yours so that you don't get hit.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
5.
So roll me a d8 and tell me what
It-
subtracts from yours.
Okay. So it'll subtract 4.
So it was a 14 before.
Mhm.
Minus 4 becomes a 10, which I believe will be a miss for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to dodge out of the way, using your bardic knowledge to weave your way around the attack. Daeralei, however, you're hit square in the chest. The pseudopod like kind of dissolves and splits and kind of like goes sneaking over your shoulders and around your ribs, and then latches around from behind and sucks you, withdraws you into its great inchoate mass. You can be brutally injured by the impact of this pseudopod, taking 10 points of bludgeoning damage. You are now grappled, and you're pulled 15 feet towards the mass. So not in its death aura just yet, but here. But you are grappled by it, despite being such a physical distance away, because of its long pseudopods. That was its action to multi-attack. It's going to try and consume Yrsimagor once more. Tries to absorb you into its digestive system. Yrsimagor, please, for me, make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. I'm gonna guess that a 14 is a fail based on my Donut's thing. If everybody's cool with it, I'm gonna spend 3 domain relics to re-roll that. So let me make the quick adjustment here. That takes us from 11 to 8. This becomes... Okay, and then I'll re-roll... re-roll 21.
21 is a success, as you're able to pull yourself away from being swallowed whole by this monstrosity. That was its turn, because it's going to elect not to... Actually, no, it will elect to move, because it can do so. It can move 5 feet.
It takes us with it?
I guess, yeah, it would. So, bonk, and... Oh, that's right, you're joined at the hip, that's right, so you'd move up here. As it slowly, Daeralei, tries to... It's almost like using you to like reel itself in, approaching you. That is its turn, which brings us to the top, the top of the party initiative, which will be Veris. You get to go next.
Hit it and run! You're muted?
You are muted.
Oh, how is your Yrsimagor looking health-wise?
Oh, your Yrsimagor looks great.
Oh.
Probably looks really good. Muscles all looking oily in this oozy creature. No, Yrsimagor is looking hale and healthy. The same could not be said for Donut.
Oh boy. I think Veris is going to try another shatter on this. This is like his only offensive spell that he has. So it has to make a con save.
So its inorganic nature will give it disadvantage, but its magic resistance will give it advantage, which all at the end of the day washes out to be a normal flat roll.
But you could spend
con save.
You could spend a relic to get advantage.
Is 9. I could spend a relic for an advantage.
Not you.
No. No.
It's going to be a 9 on the con save, which is a full failure.
Nice. Excellent. 15 points of thunder damage.
Perfect.
Oh.
It has been thunderstruck. Anything else you want
And-
to do with your turn, Veris?
No,
As you
he's
see the
gonna
thing
save.
like slowly like gurgling and schmurgling out of the pond towards you.
Schmurgling. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I am going to not do anything because I'm saving my bardic inspiration for when it hits Donut.
Okay. At the end of your turn, two pseudopods emerge from kind of like near the back of this creature, and I imagine all of you probably look a little confused at what it is. It's like a small little pointed stone and a small glint of something metal, and then the horror sets in as it goes. As it has transformed the ends of its pseudopods into flint and steel, along with some gaseous belching that occurs, it causes a gout of a flamethrower from its pseudopods. Wrong thing. Catching these three creatures, Daeralei, Donut, and Yrsimagor, in a massive gout of flame. All three of you, please, make dexterity saving throws.
I'm grappled, so do I automatically fail?
I don't believe so. I'm triple checking what grappled means. No, grappling does not at all incur any kind of penalties to saving throws. It just means that your speed is 0. That's the only thing the grapple does.
Okay. And you said dex saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw, please, from all of y'all.
I would like to use a domain relic, please, to give me advantage on this roll. Thank you. Oh, and that didn't help because I rolled double 5s. Good gracious.
I got a 12, and Donut got 6.
I got 8.
Failures all across the board here for all three of you, which means 21 fire damage is what each of you will take as a massive gout of flame roars across the battlefield here.
Question that has suddenly become relevant. As a companion, does Donut go unconscious and get death saves?
Absolutely. Donut gets death saves.
Because Donut is unconscious.
That was the end of Veris' turn. Daeralei, it is your turn. You are grappled. You got blasted with flame. What do you want to do on your turn? If you were to unmute yourself, that is.
Okay. Question is very relevant at this moment because you said I'm still like grappled, I'm attached. I have a spell that involves being able to like do a melee attack. So can I melee attack the thing that's holding me, the pseudopod?
I would say normally no, but because you are physically grappled by this, I'd absolutely allow it. Yes, you can just grasp, or if it's a touch attack, yeah, you touch attack the pseudopod that is grappling you. Absolutely,
Yeah,
I'll let you do this.
A melee spell attack. Okay, so I am casting Vampiric Touch. Okay. So now I'm going to make the melee spell attack. Please hit, please hit, please hit. 16 to hit.
That is going to be a hit.
Sweet. Okay. So. Come on, roll. Just roll. The damage dice hate me so much. That's 6 points of necrotic. It's 3d6 and I get 6. Anyway, 6 points of damage. Necrotic damage on it, but I heal half of that. So I will heal.
Would you like to use 3 domain dice to re-roll your damage roll?
We've got 7 of them.
If you guys are okay with that, then yes, I would love to.
I mean, that's what they're there for.
Okay, then I will. I will do that.
Okay. Re-roll your 3d6.
It becomes 4.
Oh, that's so much better. That's a 14 then. 14 damage,
perfect.
and I will take 7 healing. I need the heals. 7 heal. And this is a concentration spell, so I can continue to use it as long as I don't lose concentration on it. I can't move, right? Because I am grappled.
Use your grappled, yeah.
That is my action. I am done.
As at the end of your turn, it'll use its last legendary action, having used 2 of them for its flame attack. The pseudopod that is grappling you, Daeralei, an extension of it will protrude out to be like this like razor thin, like sharp, rusty bit of metal that'll just like stab you, or at least attempt to, out of nowhere as its last legendary action. It's going to be an attack against you. In retaliation, it's going to be 3 + 8, 11 to hit, which I imagine is not enough to pierce your armor as you're able to avoid the near lethal attack here.
Yeah, luckily it is not, so.
Okay, that was its last legendary action. Yrsimagor, you are grappled. What would you like to do?
I'm going to attack recklessly. Viciously. I wish there was more I could do. First attack. Double 5s. That's a 12 to hit.
It will use... Oh, no, it can't. Use all of its legendary actions. That will be a hit.
Oh.
It cannot block you. Yeah.
Okay.
That will hit.
The second... Whoops. The second one is either a 24 to hit. And the third one... Okay, 21. So 3 hits. So that'll be 9, 10, 11 for the first. 8, 9, 10 for the second. 10 for the third. So 31.
Wow,
total,
31.
31 total slashing.
You rip and tear. But is it enough? It is not. The massive mutant mimic monster still continues to stand to devour you and to assail your companions. That is anything else the Yrsimagor is doing? Because the Yrsimagor can't move. Any bonus action? Oh, you used your bonus action for the third strike.
No,
so...
the third strike is not a bonus action. The third strike is a free part of the beast claw attack.
Gotcha.
I think my only... No, I can't use either of my bonus actions right now.
Okay. It is Donut's turn. Make me a death save for Donut.
It's an 11.
That is 1 pass for Donut. Donut staves off death for the time being. We go to the top of initiative. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, this isn't for me. What am I? Player 2? But to track Donut, if I go down, I'll switch them out. But to track Donut, I'm going to put the death saves up on my screen.
Okay. At the start of the massive mimic monster mutant's turn, everyone that's in the green aura, make me a Constitution saving throw as it pulses with radioactive decay. This includes Donut, who will actually be able to make a roll for this, despite being unconscious.
That's an 18 for Yrsimagor.
Okay.
And for Donut, 14.
That's going to be a fail for Donut. Donut is going to take a death failure from the radioactive aura of this thing. On it, using its action, it's going to attack again. One pseudopod to grab and pull in Veris, another one to pull you in closer, Daeralei. For you, Daeralei, the thing's like squeezing you tighter and trying to pull you in closer. So against you, Daeralei, that is going to be a 15 plus 8, 23 to hit. That's going to deal 14 bludgeoning damage to you as it constricts you, breaking or like threatening to break your ribs, and pulls you 15 feet towards it, beginning to envelop you in its inchoate form. Against Veris, it tries to make a lashing pseudopod attack. 17 on the die plus 8 is 25 to hit. Hitting you for 17 bludgeoning, and also pulling you in 15 feet towards it. And grappling you. As you are now grappled by its pseudopod. I'm gonna make a roll here of who it's gonna try to eat. Since it's had a hard time eating Yrsimagor, it might change who it wants to eat. On a 1, 2, 3, it's gonna be Daeralei. On a 4, 5, 6, it's gonna be Yrsimagor. That is Daeralei. Daeralei, you are now the victim of being consumed by the massive mutant monster mimic here. Please make for me a dexterity saving throw as it tries to envelop you.
Roll.
To
Use a domain
digest
relic
you.
to roll with advantage.
Okay. Before I do the dex save, I have to make a con save for that hit. I forgot to do that. You did what, 14 points of damage? So what do I
Yeah,
need to roll for the
DC 10.
concentration?
That's
Oh,
DC 10.
okay. So okay, 14. So we're good on that. I keep my spell, but dex save, you
Dexterity
say?
saving. Yes, dexterity saving throw.
I will take advantage on this one, please. I will use a relic.
These two.
Oh, God. Oh, that might have saved me. 19.
19 is good enough. You are not swallowed by the massive mimic monster mutant here. Because you're able to stave off death just one bit more.
Ironically,
That was the end.
Ironically, it has acid reflux. It just can't swallow any of us.
We taste terrible.
All right, Veris, it is your turn. You are grappled by one of its many pseudopods. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Veris wants to ungrapple himself, hopefully.
Okay, that'll be your action, making me either an acrobatics or strength check to try to break
Just-
yourself free.
No disadvantage, right?
No disadvantage, just a regular roll.
Oh, 20.
That you are able to break free, slipping and sliding out from its pseudopod grasp. You have used up your action, but you're no longer grappled. So you have your movement and bonus still available to you.
If he moves, though, would he take an opportunity attack?
So because this creature has a reach of 30 feet,
Yeah.
you will not trigger an opportunity attack unless you leave about over here.
Okay, no, he's just
So
gonna
this
go.
is the area where it'll strike you with an opportunity attack when you leave its reach.
He just wants to be like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that was his movement, and then I guess calling out to Yrsimagor to finish the beast as he gives him his last bardic inspiration.
All right, Daeralei, it is your turn. You are grappled and staving off being swallowed by this massive monster. What would you like to do here in the middle of it all?
I'm barely hanging on to consciousness, so I am going to reach out and touch this thing. Hopefully, I'm going to do that melee spell attack. Please. Oh, that's a 9. I can't even touch it in this like thing. Bonus action. Is it a bonus action to like take a potion for yourself?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, I don't think I have a potion per se, but I do have
One of those injectors.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
think I'm gonna do one. I just gotta hang on. I just gotta hang on enough rounds so that Yrsimagor can finish this off. I've got use 2 with the brown and 2 with the black. I think I want to use a black one.
Okay. Making me scramble for the notes. I hope
I think the black one was the
Black is
higher
rated-
designation.
Yes. I hope that I. Oh, it's in a Google Doc somewhere. That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
is.
I have that open. Did we have it open? Is it in here? Yes.
See.
The brown one heals 2d4. Oh, black one here is 4d4 plus 4.
Yeah, perfect. So bonus
Or
action, you
one
inject
charge.
yourself with Skymetal technology
I do.
to save your life as you inject yourself with a dose of nanites beneath. It's just like a giant syringe, but technological. Using up one charge to heal 4d4 plus 4
Okay, so
hit
the
points.
4d4 is 10 plus 4 is 14 hit points.
Heal
14
14 hit points.
plus. And I will mark that off of my thing. Yeah, because we gave 2 doses to... Veris has 2 doses and I have 2 doses of that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 now. Okay,
And
so that
it
is
uses
my...
and it uses like energy cell charges. It uses 1 energy cell charge
Oh, okay.
as well. Used up the dose, like the dose of the medication, and
And
used
one
up
charge.
1 energy cell charge. Yeah, which will matter more later in the campaign when more of you start using more technological items, for sure.
I have like
Do we know how many charges the gun starts with?
The gun?
Well, that gun, because the canister is gone, but the gun itself that's shooting the thing used up a charge, right?
Yeah. So each of you should have a number of energy cells on your character sheet in your inventory. Each of them is 10 charges.
Okay.
So if you have 2 energy cells, that's 20 charges. So you'd be at 19 charges after using this.
I
Okay.
think I set mine just to be less confusing. I have mine set to 17, which is the total number
Mhm.
of charges I have.
Yeah.
Treating it as a 1-to-1.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that was your turn. At the end of your
was-
turn, it's going to use its legendary action to smack you right back there, Daeralei. Like you try to eat it, it's going to try and clobber you. It's
As
going
long
to
as it's hitting me, it's not hitting Yrsimagor, so...
It's going to try and clobber you with a transformed pseudopod.
It probably will
over
do
the
such
over
thing.
the side of your head. It's going to be 12 plus 8 to hit for a dirty 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Healing you, Daeralei, 11 plus 5. 16. 16 bludgeoning.
So, where I was just barely holding on to consciousness before and healed myself, I am now out. I am unconscious.
I was
I
going
am
to say,
limp
I was
its-
mathing that, and I believe... Oh, no.
Yep. 1 plus
You're now
14 minus
grappled
16
and
is not a good thing.
unconscious.
That's
And
all
dying.
right.
I'll just put dying.
You can give me the pretty little
The
pictures.
dice will be with me.
Well,
So that was
you,
Daeralei's turn.
Yrsimagor.
Yrsimagor, it is now your turn.
Now, with Donut on one side and Daeralei on the other, my rage is just intensifying. I'm looking like Warwick in Arcane. Just eyes suddenly... If I had a canister on my back, everything would be turning red. As I am going to attack recklessly for all 3 attacks, trying to rip this thing to pieces, looking for anything that resembles vital organs. The first attack is an 18.
18 hits.
The second attack, ripping with another bear claw. Ooh, so close. 26.
That's another hit.
And the third attack. Whoops. Also, whoops. Okay, that's an 18. Let me roll the second one to see if I can get that crit. Another 18. This was meant to be 25.
That's 3 hits.
So 3 hits. Give me some good damage dice here.
I have all my body parts crossed for this roll.
That's a 9 on the first.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
10 on the second. So we're at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 on the third. So 27 points of slashing damage.
So close.
Let me check my math real quick. Let me make sure I'm not leaving anything off. So I got the 3 attacks. I get the plus. It is +2 for melee. Reckless attack just gave me advantage. Primal path. Fast movement. No, I don't have anything else that's adding to my damage. So.
All right. That was your attack. You are grappled, so you have no movement. What would you like to do with anything else you'd like to do?
There's not really anything else that I can do. That's I got excited for a minute. It said something about when dealing with inhabitants of Scrapwall, but that's charisma checks, so that's not going to work. I was looking to see if my Scrapwall heretic helped me at all. It does not. This isn't a robot. Why couldn't it transform itself to look like a robot? That would have been... No. As much as I want it to have succeeded, it's hanging on.
Right, at the end of your turn then, it'll use its last remaining 2 legendary actions. Its pseudopods kind of retract a little bit. It turns into like this column, this sphere of inchoate flesh. Kind of contracts a little bit, and all of a sudden, almost like a sea urchin, these massive spikes protrude in every single direction to an aura of 10 feet, which Veris, you'll be safe, but everyone else will be caught in this, all 3 of you. Donut and Daeralei will automatically fail these dex saves, but Yrsimagor, you get to make for me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Double 4s, that's a 7.
You are going to fail this dexterity saving throw, taking
A lot of dice you rolled.
that is a lot of dice. 22 piercing,
So
which
11.
will get cut in half. Yeah, and 9 necrotic from the radioactivity.
Okay. Hate to ask this, but since Daeralei and Donut failed, those are automatically crits, aren't they?
There's not crits because these are not attack rolls. These are just damage
Okay.
sources.
Okay.
So they're going to lose 1. They're going to go down 1 death save each, or one. They're going to gain a fail each.
I already used my inspiration for those asking in chat. I used it a couple turns ago. Sorry. So they take 1 point of damage each.
Yeah, one. Yeah,
Or one
death
fail,
save.
I mean.
failure. Yeah.
So Daeralei, you get a fail, and whoops, yeah,
You get a fail. You get a
that's
fail.
a-
Everyone gets a fail.
not my fail, not mine, but that is Donut.
All right. It brings us to Donut, who is grappled, poisoned, and dying. Make me a
Roll.
death save, please.
Should I roll this with advantage? This
Use a domain.
if I
domain
fail,
relic to roll with
Donut's gone.
advantage.
Do I roll it straight up or do I roll with advantage? I'm asking my companions.
Advantage.
Advantage. We just gotta live one more round.
I know
Let's do
chat's
it.
virtually screaming. Chat's shining up their pitchforks by. Whoops, that's the wrong one.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I'm pushing buttons all over the place here. Yeah, I'm all in a tizzy.
all a fluster.
All right, here we go. First roll is a natural 1, so it's a good thing we're rolling
Thank goodness.
with you know what? I'm gonna grab a different D20 here. A little bit of a superstition. That one rolled in that one, so we will not roll it again. You're not gonna believe this. I rolled a 9 on the second die.
Oh.
Donuts does not move. Donuts will not move again. That brings us to the massive monster mutant mimic's turn. at the start of its turn, everyone that's in its aura, its green area, please make me a Constitution saving throw. Oops.
I rolled an 11, so that's a fail, right?
That's a fail. You're going to get 1 death fail. And you are now poisoned, if that ever becomes relevant.
All right, that was a con save, you said?
It's a con save.
$21.
You're able to shrug off yet again its radioactive effects. Veris, you are the only one that it does not have in its clutches, in its digestive pool to be eaten later. It's going to make both pseudopod attacks against you, Veris, to try to pull you in to its inchoate mass of flesh. It's going to be 2 attacks against you, an 18 and an 11.
11 doesn't hit.
So 1 hits you. It tries to grab you with the pseudopod, dealing you 17 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
It then will grapple you and pull you 15 feet towards itself.
Okay.
That was both of its attacks. You are now grappled. It will use its bonus action. Seeing Yrsimagor as you're the only one that is moving, it will try to swallow you whole. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
$15.
15 is a success. You are not swallowed whole by the massive monster mimic monster mutant. That brings us to the top of the order. Veris, it is your turn.
Okay, grappled.
You cannot move.
Can I still cast Shatter?
Absolutely. You could probably find a place over here. It's about 10 foot? Yeah, you can hit it over here to avoid your companions. Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna... I imagine that Veris is grappled in the pseudopod and he manages to wriggle enough so that he reaches into his pack and he brings out this like metallic ball that he, in his last ditch effort, chucks behind the monster. Has to make a con saving throw.
It rolled a 2 on the die for a total of 5.
It takes 12 points of damage.
That is enough. Describe to me, please, how this mighty creature, this monstrosity, this mutant, this abomination is not meant for this world. What does this shatter look like, and how is it the lethal blow?
I imagine that it's almost like you see this like flash of light in multiple different places behind the beast as this metallic ball that Veris has thrown sets off and creates these like blinding lights and huge amounts of noise. As it also, I would imagine, I think what really happens is it dislodges some of the rock and the stone from above and behind it, and you see there's one particular rock that is just enough from all the shatters that Veris has cast this turn. It has dislodged it more and more and more, and this has been the final explosion caused by this. Or for this rock, in order for it to just fall on top of this thing in this huge heap and crash of debris.
The cave begins to cave in, crushing this thing, squishing it under rubble and stone, causing the tendrils to kind of begin to dissolve the same way that the smaller ones did, kind of letting the 3 people, all 4 of you that are grappled, kind of wash away from the impact as this creature begins to die. That brings us. Daeralei, please. Oh, sorry. Veris has movement and a bonus action. Absolutely, you still have all of your things. Absolutely. I forgot
wants
it's not
to
the end of your
move.
turn
He wants to move to Daeralei.
because no one is grappled anymore.
Yes. Yeah, he's gonna rush over to Daeralei. Is it an action or bonus action to do a healing potion for another person?
Healing potion would be action to use, but if you have your hypo gun, you can inject it to someone else as a bonus action. I don't know if you have the hypo gun on your body.
I gave
person.
Veris the hypo gun, 2 brown canisters and 2 black canisters.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we split,
okay.
we split them. So
Yeah. He's gonna shoot Daeralei.
All right. Do you want to use a black dose or a brown dose?
Can you remind me what the differences are?
Black is 4d4 plus 4, and brown is 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, black. Yeah, just max healing. Yeah.
All right. Roll 4d4 plus 4 of healing.
14 points of healing. Then that's Veris' turn.
All right. Since there is no more threat of death happening, everything becomes still. Daeralei, you come to consciousness as Veris is like, as like the effect of the hypo gun is beginning to take its effect on you. Yrsimagor, you're able to climb free of the pseudopod slime. All this area up over here is like rubble. Just this is impassable rubble from the cave-in that Veris caused. You look to your right. Veris is there, tending to Daeralei's wound, using that hypo gun, that weird Skymetal artifact, to bring her back to life. You look to your left, and there's Donut in a heap, not moving.
I look first to the others. It was rough. I don't know. I'm not Russian. Doing it again. It was rough. We survived. You hear that, Donuts? We survived. We fight again. Come on. And I sort of kind of pat my side as I turn to move a little bit. Come on, Donuts. Donut. Now is not the time to be tired after a fight. And I'm going to move over to Donut. Donut? And just drop to my knees next to him, shaking him. Donut! Donut!
And that, as you reverberate out this massive yell, the camera pans away, snaking its way through the cave as the echo happens. And that is going to be where things fade to black, and where this Skymetal session comes to an end.
Well,
I want to cry.
to be fair, I had a plan that the very first opportunity, Donut was going to burrow, and this thing was big enough, I think Donut was going to be a fraidy cat. But we had moved too far forward and got immediately sucked in right off the bat. We were too close and was never able to get Donut free, So
I have a question for you all. So I cannot remember the answer to this. Did you get a scroll of Raised Dead as one of your rewards?
I
Back in Torch.
Oh, we might have. Did we use it?
You've not used it. I know that no scroll of Raised Dead has been used.
No.
So
I don't know if I can't remember if you got the conditions to receive it.
Because we were going to get it from the town hall people, were we not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we lit the torch. We got Corner Beam back, and we lit the torch. We did everything plus some that they were asking. So, yeah.
And we got the money too from them, so we should have gotten the.
So yeah, so you have a scroll. So imagine one of you remembers. There's a scroll of raised dead in one of your pouches somewhere. And I think we're not gonna go into that decision. Just like the little there's a scroll of raised dead in someone's pocket. And that's where we're ending a session.
I was going to say, to be fair, noting for everybody at the table and for the audience, we're yellow lighting donut death situation, so not going into too much detail. But Yrsimagor would absolutely, if necessary, have picked Donut up over fireman's carry over his shoulders, looking for a shaman, or probably, honestly, appealing to Veris or saying, we need to go to your father, or something like that. There's no way Yrsimagor's not going to do whatever he can to get Donut back. Does Toy have it? Would Toy have it?
Would Zaari have had it?
Oh no, I hope Sorry
Oh.
doesn't have it. Toy wouldn't have had it because Toy
No,
wasn't
Sara
around.
was our paladin, right? Am I mixing up the names? Sorry,
No,
yeah.
Zaari's a paladin. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, was
Sorry,
the
it's fine.
paladin.
I mean, it's a spell that I would have given to Veris. I can't remember who got it from the people, but it would have
Well,
given it to Veris, unless Veris gave it to
for
somebody else.
for the sake of avoiding further discussion,
Yeah.
we can handle this off air. If that's all you have, Vi.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the end of the session.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, not quite the outcome we were hoping for, but it's the nature of the game. And we've already got a plan in motion to take care of that. We will. Let me switch over here. Shout out to everybody in everybody hanging out with us, some subs and some bits and follows. Thank you always for that. Thank you to everybody hanging out in chat and the conversations and everything. We always appreciate that. We hope to see you on Thursday for the season 3 premiere of our Kids on Bikes Welcome to Paradise, Michigan game. Otherwise, thank you to everybody here at the table. Thank you to our game master, Vi. But also thank you to me and Kaeryn and Em, and though she wasn't here, she's here in spirit, Sara, without whom this would have just been Vi talking to herself for a couple of hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. Metadad.